What up? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's still morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Not good evening yet. Welcome back to another day of Dave's Daily D. Dave's Daily Discussions. You know me. I'm Dave. It's day 211. I haven't put a video out in about a week. I've recorded one or two and I just haven't posted them. I've been busy, I've been doing things, and I just have had other priorities to kind of focus on. So, but I mean, I'm doing pretty good. Just that thing that I talk about all the time about, paying attention to you, taking care of, what you need to take care of, number one, so that everything else can, fall in line and everything else can build up and do what it needs to do, or so that you can continue rolling forward with success. So we have to be very, very aware. So as it is Sunday, Self-Love Sunday, what I always preach and push is to love yourself, to love the people around you, and to be very appreciative of the opportunities that we have, even in the most minuscule fashion, such as just waking up today. It's something to be thankful for. The people that you talk to on a daily basis that are around you. Thankful that your car starts. Thankful that you have water running at your home. Things of that nature. So just the little things to be appreciative of goes a long way. So I thought that I have them kind of driving. I'm like, I put a video out in a week. Let's talk. So in life, and this is, some of these topics can be kind of similar to what we've talked about before, but if it comes into my head, we'll talk about it. So in life, perception is everything. Perception is reality. Perception and understanding is just so important. One person, one man, one woman, one boy, one girl, one's perception is going to be different from another's perception. We all see, we all take in, break down, process, and understand everything in our own way. You take 20 people in the same situation and you never know how anybody's going to process it. You could have a split room on what they saw, how they feel about it, how they view it, how they react to it. So when it comes to life, there is perception and understanding. But we can't stop people, and it's a good thing. We should be different. We should have different walks of life. We should have different points of view. But what we do need is for people to be able to communicate. So when you have two people with opposing thoughts, opposing views, they have understood or processed something differently than somebody else, and there may be a discrepancy or not common ground on that situation or that conversation or that topic. The easiest way to get past it or to grow is to communicate about said topic. That is the tough point, the communication. So many people, even myself, like a lot of times it's like, well, do I even bother? Do I waste my time? Maybe we don't even truly realize on the surface, like, hey, this is a teaching point for me and for them. Like, I don't understand their perception or their stance. They don't understand mine. It's not a, hey, I'm going to change your mind, but it is a, can we find an understanding and common ground of where the other person comes from? And when it comes to me, I always want to grow. So anytime that I could try to understand somebody or somebody's perception, because there are so many different perceptions out there, anytime that I can to grow, to understand, to see more perspectives than my own, I try to as often as possible. And when things are rough and things are tough, you kind of start to close the blinders and you only see yours, or you don't even maybe even see yours fully. You just kind of take it as it is on, face level, face value. But for me, a majority of the time, I just, I see things on so many different levels and so many different angles. What other people may see, I have what I believe in, and I can see where other people are coming from in a situation. So that's one of the pros of me, but also a con, because I can get wrapped up in over detail and over complicating something so simple. But that is the biggest thing when it comes to our society, just understanding. It can go into, age, it can go into race, it can go into just understanding of sports. Just any type of any topic can become controversial. Any topic can have opposing thoughts. That is what, is beautiful about, being who we are. We have the ability to speak up, speak out, and have our belief, have our thought. But it is the issue of trying to make sure that we are all level-headed and we respect somebody else's opinion. Doesn't mean that you have to agree with it. Doesn't mean that you have to let it hold any weight. But we have to respect that somebody else may have a different opinion. If their opinion holds no weight and it makes no sense because there's no way that it can possibly make sense, there's a difference between what you believe doesn't make sense and what just can't be. There's a difference. So if it's just truly something that maybe it's ignorance, not stupidity, but ignorance, that they just don't know or they don't understand, maybe they misresearched, they misread something, whatever, and you can give some information or some factual info to help their perspective be more concrete, great, but it's not something that we have to do. But when it comes to a conversation or a debate, it's just to try to be as respectful as possible to help both parties find a common ground, to find out. It's not to beat or say, hey, you're wrong. It's truly to say, I respect that you have a different view. I want to see where you're coming from. For all we know, maybe I am missing a very important point or part of this, and my perspective or perception is absolutely incorrect, or I don't fully believe in my perception once I realize the other angle that I'm not seeing, that I missed, some information that I didn't realize, or something that was actually wrong that I was told or read that skewed my thought. So when it comes to things in life, communication is so key. Just talking. The biggest issue in a lot of these things is just people are afraid to talk. People are afraid to communicate and say how they feel, say what they're going through. They're afraid to walk away from something so secure or something so for sure. Even if things are completely terrible and not great, people will sit and be absolutely miserable and suffer instead of just being honest and going about it. Like, you just see it so often out there where people they won't move on, they won't grow, they won't go for they won't leap for that next thing. They will literally, it's like putting a fish or a shark or two fish in two different tanks, one in a small tank, one in a big tank. And you're usually going to see that the fish in the small tank will grow, but it won't grow as big as or as much as the fish in the bigger tank, because we adapt and we grow to the environment around us. So your surroundings, the things around you are part of it, but you can change those things. You can remove yourself from a situation or from that small tank and open yourself up to a bigger tank and allow yourself to grow more. You can take the lid off of something and now you have a taller ceiling. You have sky is the limit mentality. You have more there's so much more that you can do and that you can achieve and grow compared to if you're just in that small tank with a lid on it. So take that as a thought. Let it turn in your brain that as we grow and as we move through life, things shape us, things change us, affect us. We might not see it at face value at that moment. Sometimes it's suppressed. Sometimes we just don't process. But as we go through life, we are a work in progress. Our bodies, our minds, our everything is under construction at all times. And to be conscious and aware of that is a huge stepping stone, or it's a huge advantage to being able to make the most of it, because you see, hey, here's the situation, or hey, here's where I'm at. What can I do to improve? What can I do to be better? What can I do to make things better for me or the people around me? What can I do to either better myself or to provide more to society? What can I do to help solve or cure or teach or grow myself or other things around me in society to make a positive difference? That is what it is for me, is to make a difference, to try to change the world in a positive way, which is why I can't stay away from making these videos, because I do know that people watch these videos and they do enjoy seeing them, and who doesn't want to hear some positivity and to hear a perception, and maybe it opens your mind and opens your eyes to say, hey, you know what, I didn't think of it that way. You know, this is what I needed to hear. I can do better. I can achieve more after hearing this content. Somebody's content can do that. So that's why I do it, because I don't want people to feel alone. I don't want people to feel lost and like they're broken down and that they have nowhere to turn. That, you know, even when things get tough and things aren't easy, that all we have to do is just slow down, take a deep breath, realize that we have been through tough things before and that we can get through it. And just remember to love ourselves and love the people around us, and things will work out. I don't want to keep this going long. I'm happy with where we're at on this. I love y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you. The last video I just checked in on, because I haven't done anything with it in a while. Just checked in on it. It was around 16 views. The most views I've had on a video in a little while. I've been getting, some that'll pop up and some that won't do much. That one was a good video. The last one I posted, day 210. And I'm hoping to get back in the swing of things here to make that difference. So I love y'all. Hopefully everybody has a good rest of their Sunday. I'm going to enjoy mine. I already mowed the grass, had a very productive morning, and I am on the go and on the run. Peace out, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully.